What's up guys, in today's video I'm going to be showcasing a few of my builds in Roblox Plain Crazy, and let's get straight into it. Also, if you see any builds in this video that you want me to make a tutorial of, please tell me in the comments and I will make a tutorial on the most voted one in the comments, or the one that I see the most in the comments. And let's go. Okay, so the first build that I will be showcasing is my P38G. Now this is a build I did a while ago before I started doing all my motor locking. As you can see, I did a few bits of motor locking just to get the plane together, but this is pretty much all the motor locking there is. We have custom landing gear in the back and custom propellers in the front, and we have some rockets silos as well. Don't actually remember if the P38G had rocket silos, but I added rocket silos because it's pretty fast aircraft. We have the custom landing gear here, and we have some custom propellers, and in all honesty, this thing can go pretty fast. It's one of the faster aircrafts I have, and I tried to make it accurate control so that it's actually controllable. I think I did a pretty good job with this aircraft. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section, but I think I did a pretty good job. Now, the next aircraft that I will be showing you is, if some of you know, my Draken, my J35D. Now, I can't remember if I edited this aircraft at all, but I think I might have a little bit. But I can't remember if I did from my other showcase. But this is it. It has the back landing gear here, and it can also do a Cobra, though I'm not entirely sure if I can remember how to do it. But yeah, this is the J35D. Comes with some guns, 2 silos of missiles, one with 2, one with 4. And if I can remember correctly, this is how I do the... As you can see, kind of works. Don't gain a lot of altitude from it, because you don't actually gain that much altitude from doing it. But, you know, I did my best to replicate it because this aircraft was famous for doing the Cobra maneuver. Another aircraft that I actually did a tutorial on is my BF-109. Not the most maneuverable thing in the world, but it comes with its guns, custom propeller, and also it is a pretty decently fast vehicle for its size. It goes around about 300 and straight away, and it's not the most maneuverable thing in the world, but I couldn't really make it maneuverable while also making the custom flaps and everything, the custom control surfaces. But I think I did a pretty good job. One that I did very recently that not many people know that I did, the A10 Warthog with the dark version. It has 2 bombs, 1 and 2, and 6 different missiles. We have the gear container, I don't know exactly what you would call this, but we have custom engines, custom everything, and if I might add, I am very proud of the paint job that I have created for it. This took me a long time to... I'm kidding, it took me like 5 minutes to do the paint job, but I'm pretty proud of this aircraft. I think I did a pretty good job making this aircraft. Got bomb number 1, bomb number 2, and yeah, I think I did a pretty good job with this aircraft, if I do say so myself. And for the A10 Warthog, I also wanted to make it pretty accurate with its speed, so it goes roughly around the same speed that it would usually go. Again, I think I did a pretty good job. Wanted to make the controls more accurate than most of my planes, but, you know, it is what it is. The next aircraft that I have for you is the Blackburn Buccaneer. More of motor locking than you would normally see me use. It has 4 different bombs. These don't drop individually. That would be way too difficult to do. Actually, it would be that difficult. Alright, whatever. How it works is this bomb will explode with the disconnector. Yeah, this bomb explodes, so this making each of these bombs individual so that they would roughly do some splash damage instead of all dropping down at once. Unfortunately, these bombs do not work in a non-PvP situation, but still works pretty well because of the disconnector. Now, this is one of the fastest aircrafts I own without even using any motor locking for the engine, but I think you all can guess what engine I used. I'll give you a hint. It is either conveyor or hover thruster. Which one is it? It's hover thruster. Of course, hover thruster. Why would I use anything else other than hover thruster? But, as you can see, it goes extremely fast, and is actually a pretty good maneuverable aircraft when doing this, and I will say it's not as hard getting the bombs on target as you think, because it can actually slow down quite a bit and still be maneuverable if I can actually get to the speed I want, around 300. Still pretty maneuverable, and you can, drop bombs 1, 2, 3, 4 for carpet bombing. And I also have the accurate air brake with this as well, because why not? It won't actually do anything for the aircraft, but, cosmetic. It's an air brake. Pretty cool. For the next aircraft, we have a new aircraft as well that I have done, the Mirage 3C. Now, this aircraft is one of my favorite aircrafts from the Italian side. I would say I did a pretty good job for doing a VTOL aircraft, of course. Couldn't actually fit everything in the aircraft, but I think I did a pretty good job. Now, if I was going to change anything, definitely change the back of how I did this, because I really do not like this hole here. But I think I did a pretty good job making this thing maneuverably accurate and also speed-wise accurate. Goes pretty fast because I can fit a lot of rocket engines in here. I also have a custom exhaust as well, which took me quite a bit of time to make, but yeah, I think it was worth it in the end. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, this is the Mirage 3C. Comes with guns, and that's it. Because typically this thing would carry missiles, but I didn't decide to put missiles on it to keep the aesthetic of the aircraft. And if you guys can tell, I love aircrafts. I do not like building tanks. I love building aircrafts. I love aircrafts in general. Another one is the MiG-15, but I already have a tutorial for that. You guys can check that out in my playlist full of Plane Crazy stuff. The other thing that I made was the MiG-19. Now, the MiG-19 also took me quite a bit of time to make because I wanted the accurate gear for the MiG-19, how it goes from the wings into the aircraft. And also, this took me a bit of time to design the back of the aircraft, making that dip here that it has. Also make it look aesthetically pleasing and everything of the sort. As you can see, gear works, and it'll go in... Alright, I forgot. I actually made something for this so that this part would go in as well. So if you press R, or 1, yeah, it's 1, this will pop up. It also acts as air brakes, even though this is not where the air brake is, I'm pretty sure, on the MiG-15, but I can't remember exactly. This makes it a lot slower, but allows the gear to slide in nicely with the aircraft. Also tried to make it most aesthetically pleasing as I possibly could for making something like this. And then, as you can see, I can press 1 again. So I can press 1 again, there we go. Kind of dips me down, but it's aesthetically pleasing and keeps the illusion that it magically went in. Now I know I showed you guys MiG-21, I can't remember if I showed you the MiG-27. I'm going to assume that I did, but here is my BI Soviet plane. This is a plane that I'm very proud of making because it was a Soviet plane that was never fully produced. It had 2 minutes of fuel, yes, 2 minutes of fuel, and had the same acceleration as an F-4 Phantom. Obviously, it could not go that fast, and it only had 2 gear. So, it's a pretty cool aircraft, and one of my favorites, even though I'm not listening to that, even though it was never fully developed. And I am proud to say, I made it. I also made it maneuverability accurate. Also custom landing gear. Thank you, thank you. I hear you're clapping in the comments. Not really speed accurate, but maneuverability very accurate. This thing could roll. And when I say roll, I mean it could roll. And because this is Plane Crazy, I can't make it roll as quickly as it did. But let's just say it could roll faster than this in real life, which is pretty crazy. It came with 60 rounds of ammunition, which is not a lot, but yeah, it's a pretty cool aircraft. I was gonna make this thing compatible with fuel, But then I realized that this is half blocks, and I wouldn't be able to fit that much fuel on this aircraft as much as I wanted to. But still, pretty cool aircraft, and I'm very proud of how I did this and how much motor locking I did. The next plane that I made was the F-86 Sabre, the rival of the MiG-19. Also has quite a bit of motor locking in it. It has the motor lock tail, and that's pretty much it. Also has custom landing gear, even though it's not as good as everything on my other custom landing gears. This back of the tail took me quite a bit of time to design, because I obviously wanted to make it roll up as the, have the angle going upwards as the F-86 had. But it was hard to design that with this being half wedged down, with motor locking this down, and also wanting to have the custom back and everything else. So this was actually one of the most challenging aircrafts I've ever made, mostly because of the back. This back took me so long. As you can see, it's very, very complicated where it is. But I made it work, somehow. I don't know how I made it work, but I made it work. And I'm pretty proud of it. So, yeah, so this works. It won't work if I have a lot of lag, but this will fold up, custom landing gear both sides. If we take off, now I tried to make my MiG-27, or MiG-19, and the Sabre as accurate as possible. The Sabre was not as fast as the MiG-19. MiG-19 was one of the fastest aircrafts of its time, but the Sabre was a lot more maneuverable. So this Sabre is, of course, more maneuverable than my MiG-19. Now we get to my favorite aircraft here, the F-104C American. Now I actually edited this from my tutorial. I did quite a bit to it since my tutorial. If you want me to have an edited version of this on my channel so that you know how I edited this, then you can. If not, you can take screenshots. This is motor locked from the wing, and this just is connected to the motor lock. And I guess once you see it, you'll be able to tell what I did. This aircraft was one of the fastest of its time, and was just an amazing aircraft. Now, I made this have 2 missiles, because the American version only had 2 missiles, one on both wing, or one on each wing, and it was not the most maneuverable thing in the world, and as you can see, I'm an amazing pilot of what I do, and my computer is just the best. But it is still one of my favorite, and if not my favorite, aircraft of all time. Now, I don't know if it had this in real life, but I was testing making vapor cones, where if an aircraft suddenly took a sharp going up like this, then it would create a vapor cone on the wings. And I tried to replicate that on my F-104, which I, as you can see, successfully did. It's a little bit broken right now, but okay, there we go. But as you can see, it does work. I also made a bomber version of this aircraft, because why not? Can you guys just not tell me the historically accurate loadout for this as 500-pound bombs, 1,000-pound bombs? I don't know. I forget what the loadout was, but supersonic drop. I love it. I love this aircraft. 2 different versions of it, so, as you can see, I love it. Now, the F4 Phantom, because I know you guys are going to want to see it in the comments, that's actually not my aircraft. My friend made it of it, and I did his tutorial, so if you want to do that, go check him out. I have no idea what his channel is, but he's on my channel description. I'm pretty sure he's Random EY or Random YT, but I'm not sure what his name is now. Now, the V-22 Osprey. I actually finished this 20 minutes ago, so yeah, I just did this. It's a little mini V-22 Osprey. I just felt like doing a VTOL aircraft. It actually works, even though it's not the best Osprey you're ever gonna see. But rest assured, it does work. Just not as intended, per se, but it does hover, kind of, sort of, a little bit, but it does hover, and if I do this carefully enough, then I will be able to get it to go forward. There we go. See, guys, it does work. It's just extremely maneuverable, because I accidentally made it extremely maneuverable. But don't worry about that. You know, that's not the point. The point is, it hovers, and I can control it, kind of. Still learning how to control it, but, you know, I'll get to work on it and see if I can make it better. But those are all the aircrafts that I have made recently that you might have or might not have seen. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, whichever aircraft that I see commented most about, I will make a tutorial of. So, yeah, whatever tutorial you want to see, there you go, whichever one. Alright, I will see you in the next one.